Donald Trump won't be banned from UK over Muslim comments, says George Osborne. Around 250,000 people have signed a petition calling for the United States presidential candidate to be blocked on hate speech principles. Presidential wannabe Donald Trump will not be banned from Britain despite his comments about stopping Muslims entering the America, George Osborne has indicated. Around 250,000 people have signed a petition calling for the United States Apprentice star to be blocked for coming to the UK. It says the unacceptable behaviour criteria used to stop hate preachers entering Britain must be fairly applied to the rich as well as poor, and the weak as well as powerful. Passing the 100,000 threshold means the demand will be considered for a Commons debate. The Chancellor today attacked the White House hopeful's nonsense remarks, branding him profoundly wrong. But he signalled Mr. Trump would not be banned. "I think the best way to defeat nonsense like this is to engage in robust, democratic debate and make it very clear that his views are not welcome," he said. "That is the best way to deal with Donald Trump and his views, rather than try to ban presidential candidates." Trump's comments saw the White House launch an unprecedented attack on the Republican frontrunner. Press Secretary Josh Earnest took several shots at the businessman's appearance while describing the tycoon's rhetoric as offensive bluster, saying he told outright lies and used vacuous sloganeering. Mr. Earnest, who also claimed Trump has fake hair, pushed to defend the unusually personal attack on Trump's blonde mane. Earnest said, "He's got a rather outrageous appearance." Later, Trump sat down for a hastily arranged sit-down ABC News interview in American with his longtime personal friend Barbara Walters to deny he was a bigot and claimed all the Muslims he knows agree with his common-sense immigration stance. Asked by the famed United States journalist if he thought his controversial immigration policy played directly into the hands of jihadists who want to divide and conquer, Trump said he was the worst thing to ever happen to ISIS. The growing anger toward Mr. Trump led him to be stripped of his status as a Scotland business ambassador by First Minister Nicola Sturgeon. The billionaire had been a member since 2006. A Scottish government spokeswoman said, "Mr. Trump's recent remarks have shown that he is no longer fit to be a business ambassador for Scotland, and the First Minister has decided his membership of the respected Global Scot Business Network should be withdrawn with immediate effect." There are also calls for the Republican candidate, who owns Trump International Golf Links just north Aberdeen, to have his honorary degree from nearby Robert Gordon University taken away. Mr. Trump has called for a total and complete shutdown of Muslims entering the United States in the wake of the Paris attacks and last week massacre in California where a Muslim couple killed 14 people at a health center. Later, he triggered uproar by claiming radicalized Muslims had made police in London afraid of visiting certain areas. Mr. Osborne, standing in for David Cameron at Prime Minister's questions, told MPs, "The Metropolitan Police do a brilliant job and they have fantastic relations with British Muslims, and British Muslims have made a massive contribution to our country." Frankly, Donald Trump's comments fly in the face of the founding principles of the United States. It's one of the reasons why those founding principles have proved such an inspiration to so many people over the last couple of hundred years. Labour MP Stephen Timms, who was stabbed in 2010 by a Muslim woman because of his support for the Iraq War, told the Commons, "There are excellent relationships between the Muslim communities of London and the police." David Cameron previously branded Mr. Trump's comments divisive, unhelpful,